Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a minute since I uploaded, but I wanted to take you guys through what my current board setup is because some of you guys have been asking, and I think there's some cool stories about this setup, so I'd love to get into it with you guys. So we'll start with the board. I'm not going to get too much into the fine details of measurements like Ben would in his videos. We'll get into some measurements. So first of all, the board is a polar board, and it is an 825 with a 14.25 inch wheelbase. That's kind of been like my go-to favorite these days. Obviously, growing up, I skated like 7.5, then 7.75, and then I took a break from skating for like almost 10 years, and during that period, it went from like the 8-inch and then 8.125 and then 8.25. And by the time I got back into skating, we were already in the period of like, I think 8.25 was probably like the most sold shape at that moment. And then we started getting into like bigger boards. So I've skated anywhere from like 8.25 to 8.38, skated that for quite a bit, 8.5 as well. But I've always kind of come back to that 8.25. I just feel like it's the most comfortable as far as like feeling like a smaller board without sacrificing like foot placement. Because for me, I have a size 11 foot, and I find if I go lower than 8.25, then I start to get like heel drag on nose slides, and I start to like miss my footing when it comes to like catching the board and stuff like that. 8.125s can be good. I can get used to that as well, but I find as soon as I get down to 8-inch, which I actually love skating, I find 8-inch boards are quite fun to skate. But like I said, when I get like heel drag on ledges and stuff, it kind of just bothers me. And I'm sure I get used to it, but I just found 8.25 kind of that happy medium of feeling like the board just feels comfortable underneath my feet. I'm not sure what the length is, but if you guys are curious, actually, why not? We'll get into it. I'll grab my measuring tape. Why not? Just so happen to have it handy and not far. Let's try and get this lower down for the measurement. So let's measure length the way Ben does. It is, I could probably look on the site too, but it is 31.75. So pretty standard length when it comes to like, most of the boards these days. I quite like it. Let's adjust that. As far as like the concave goes, it's a pretty like, I'd say medium concave. Pretty standard popsicle shape. That is the nose there. And that is the tail there. As you could tell, I never do tail slides, or very rarely at least. I can do them. For some reason, they just don't feel that good or feel as good. So like, yeah, I just don't do them that often. That's why you'll never see tail slide marks on my board. But yeah, I've been on this board, I think, almost 2 months now. And when I say 2 months, I haven't been skating as much as I would in the summer. It rains a lot here in Vancouver. So realistically, I'm only getting out some weeks once a week, some weeks a couple times. Although lately I've been getting out. This week I got out 3 days, which was quite incredible. And yeah, super grateful to be going out that many times skating. It's fun. But yeah, this board's holding up quite nice, and like I'm realizing like although having a new board is nice, it's kind of fun having the same shape and getting used to a board even as it starts to like get worn in. But like it's really not that bad. Like look at the tail, guys. Like, and I do a lot of 3 flips and stuff, so like it's really holding up nice. And then like that's the nose. And then like if you look at like around the edges and stuff, it's held up really quite good. And that comes down to the build quality. BBS does some awesome stuff. We'll get into that in a bit actually, because I did go visit BBS when I was down in California, and I want to touch on that a bit in a minute here. As we get into the trucks. So, but before we do that, there's also something to mention here. There is wheel well cutouts if we can see that, get a better angle of these wheel well cutouts. There, that's a good angle. Yeah, I actually quite like that because like with Thunders, I tend to get a lot of wheel bite if I do land my tricks kind of crooked. And having the wheel well cutouts actually helps quite a bit. You guys have all experienced wheel bite, and it's not fun. So it's a really nice touch. I honestly wish more board makers would do this. I think it's definitely beneficial if you like to do flip tricks. But yeah, that's the board. If I could skate this same shape over and over again, I definitely would. Seeing as I find like as soon as I switch board shapes, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like it takes me a while to like get comfortable doing my basic tricks, the tricks that I can like, you know, essentially have on lock. Like for example, 3 flips for me are kind of like my favorite go-to trick, but if I switch my board up, it takes me like nearly a week to like figure out the foot placement, the scoop, the timing. Yeah, so for me, having the same shape is really beneficial for my skating. That's why I've kind of been on the same board for a while, and I'll probably keep skating it for another couple weeks, to be honest. And it just goes to show you the quality of the boards that are coming out of BBS. Like, and like we'll touch on that because I did visit the factory and I have a lot to say about that. So, but before we do that, let's talk about the trucks I have because these might look these might look a little different or maybe custom to what you might see in your shop. Not a whole different, not like super custom, but let's take a look here. So I have like these gold bolt, I have gold washers, and I have white bushings. I'm not sure if the Thunders come, if you can buy a set like that, but basically I got these Thunders right off the production line at BBS where they make them down in Tijuana. So I don't know if you guys know, but now BBS Bareback makes Thunders, Ventures, and all of the Spitfire wheels there. So I don't know how long they've been there now at that new factory and manufacturing there, but yeah, I got to pick these right off the production line. So these are the Lights Thunder. Dude, I'm so bad with naming. I think it's the 148 Thunder Lights. They have the lighter base plate, the hollow Kingpin, solid axles, and then I also have the gold washer, which they had like on the shelf, like basically where they're putting them together in the production line. They had like a shelf full of like the blue bushings, a shelf full of the purple bushings for Ventures, like basically a huge bin of gold hardware, gold nuts, and like I got to like even down to like this gold here as well. I kind of like that bling bling touch. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. So yeah, been on these for probably a month now. Not a whole lot of wear. I don't really grind that many crusty things, but I also haven't been skating that much either. So you know, these are gonna last me. Trucks last me almost a year, to be honest. And I gotta say, because like Thunder bushings tend to blow out, especially like the blue green, like the translucent looking ones. These white ones, I got used to them almost immediately within a session, and they've held up quite well. So I don't know what, I'd have to check like Thunder Trucks or Venture Trucks website. So I don't know actually like which trucks these white ones go into, to be honest. But they were in one of the bins at BBS, so I put them together. And out of all the Thunder trucks that I've skated, these white ones have held up quite well. I actually did buy a pair of the Bones bushings. I still have them in the box. I had planned to make a video before I injured my heel months ago, but I never actually got around to making a video about it because I ended up just skating the stock ones and getting used to them. So I didn't feel the need to swap that out. Actually, you know what? I put the Indy bushings in the Thunder, which was quite interesting, and I skated that for quite a bit. But yeah, these white ones are where it's at. So as far as hardware goes, I have independent hardware. They are Phillips head, and they have, I got a gold one here and a gold one there. You can't, oh, maybe you can tell in the video, it's hard to see. And they are 1 inch, so they do stick out more. They do stick out more than I would like, but I think actually when I do swap this board out, I'm actually getting a board from Clutch. If you guys don't know what Clutch is, it's another board manufacturing company in the States. The sales rep Brandon reached out to me and he's sending me a board to try out. So I'm stoked to try that out. So when I do swap over to that board to check it out, I'm going to put smaller hardware on, so 7/8 hardware, and probably try Allen's again, just because like I feel like switching it up. I've been skating Phillips hardware for quite a bit, and it's nice to switch things up sometimes. So that's the hardware. Pretty straightforward. I use a silver tool for the most part for changing my stuff. I love that tool. It's nice having the ratchet aspect that like basically makes it easier to do so. But yeah, that's that. Wheels. I always go back to these. I've skated conical fulls before, but for me, like Spitfire is where it's at. I love the Formula 4 52 millimeters, 99 durometer. Yeah, it's my go-to wheel. I find they last quite a while. They're rarely ever, if like, 99% of the time, they're not flat spotting, and I do power slides time to time as well. It's my favorite wheel. I prefer it for flip tricks. I know a lot of people like a conical full for like lock-ins and just stability and feel. But I don't know. To me, like I don't like the way that it tips. Like because of this rounded edge, it just tips nicer for like flip tricks, spin tricks as well. Yeah, it's my go-to wheel. I love the way they feel. I don't think I'll ever skate another wheel, although I say that, but we'll see. Bearings, in the past, I've skated Bones Reds. I've skated Quantum bearings actually as well. I've skated a lot of different bearings over the years, but like lately, what I've found the most success with as far as longevity and laziness, because I'm lazy when it comes to cleaning my bearings and maintaining my bearings. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. I mean, who wants to take the time to get your hands dirty, remove all your shit, or grease them up? I probably could get better at it, but to be honest, like I just want to put some bearings in there and skate them. And from what I've found, the Bronsons are the ones that have lasted me the longest. I forget what model these are, to be honest, like the G3s or something like that. I forget the model name. But from my experience skating, crusty areas or dusty areas, or even sometimes going through the wet by accident, like the Bronsons have held up. That one sounds actually kind of crusty. Oh, that one's kind of smooth and quiet. Yeah, they're all holding up quite well. These are only, I got these down in Cali when I was down in Cali with Ben. These are probably only like a month old, so not that long. But I've had a set of Bronsons once that I bought, and they lasted me nearly a year before I started having to like swap them out. I don't know about you guys, but I typically like one will blow out, and then I'll just swap that one instead of getting a new set. And I kind of have like in my skate tool bag, I have just like this one pouch with like random bearings from here and there, and that's kind of like my go to swap a bearing out if you know, a bearing fails or if a homie needs a bearing. So that's what that is. As far as like the nitty gritty of like how my setup is here, I try and have like a little bit of play here. So check this out. It's very, very little. Like it's as basically as tight as it can go with having like a tad bit of play. I like that. And then for my trucks, I would say they're like medium to tight probably. I don't know if this is a good representation. It's hard to say. But basically if we look at the Kingpin here, let's get in a little tighter. And get zoomed in on that a bit. You can see that there's like barely one thread showing. That's kind of how I like to have it set up. It's funny because like when I was a kid skating, my trucks were probably tight, I would imagine. Like loose trucks weren't as popular, I feel like, when we were younger. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of my memory. And also like back when I was a kid, to be honest, like I had no idea what I was talking about when it came to like board setup. Rather, I wasn't even talking about board setup. I would go into the shop, pick a board that I liked, or buy from brands that I thought were cool based on the videos and magazines that I used to watch. But what was I saying? Yeah, truck looseness and tightness. When I got back into skating in 2016, I actually bought a full setup when I was living in Australia. I was living in Bondi, which is just outside of Sydney, and they had one of the local shops there. I went in and I just talked to the guy behind the counter. I was like, look, I'm just getting back into skating. I have no idea what to buy. Can you please help me out? I actually ended up buying, he set me up with a Dark Star board. I don't know if you guys remember Dark Star. I don't even know if Dark Star is still around, but a Dark Star board, Thunder trucks. I think they're the step up for 148 is it 149? I think it's 149. 149 trucks. Man, I want to say 53 millimeter Spitfire Formula 4s. That's my guess. I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember what wheels he set me up, or even bearings for that matter. That's all I really remember from that setup, to be honest. And at that point, trucks were probably like medium to tight, similar to how it is now, I would imagine. And then over like the next like couple of years getting back into it, I think I spent a couple of years or a year, maybe a couple of years on those Thunders. Then I got Indies, and then my trucks got progressively looser because I kind of got addicted to that feeling of the carve and the turn from the Indy as soon as I put them on, and just got gradually looser and looser. But now I'm back on Thunders, and now I'm back onto like a medium kind of tightness, which is kind of funny. And I kind of prefer it that way because like it's funny, like we talk about medium tightness. It really depends on your body weight too and how you skate. Because like ultimately, like someone's medium tightness could be different from someone else's depending on their trucks, depending on their weight. So for me, medium tightness with this, I can still make sharp turns. It's just, just how you lean into it, really. And I also prefer the stability for flip tricks and also wheel bite. But we also have the wheel well cutouts, which helps with that. But yeah, that's my setup. I'd love to hear in the comments below what your guys' setup is. I think it's always cool talking about setups. These setup videos tend to do well and people seem to be into them. So I figured I'd share with you my 2024 setup, what I'm skating currently, and what I plan to skate for the next little while. I don't think I'll swap this for a little bit. So if you catch me in the streets, I'll probably be on this board for a bit. But yeah, that's my board setup. If you guys are still watching at this point, thank you so much. You guys are the true OGs, and I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It means so much to me. Like just the love and the comments that I get, and the people that I run into in the streets that are like, "Oh my God, I watch your YouTube videos." I think it's so cool, man. And I'm sorry that I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. I've been really concentrated on growing my business. If you guys don't know, I started my own business a few months ago, and we'll get into that a little bit. But basically, like for the past 5 years, I've worked in design, so web design, e-commerce, and I've been working kind of freelancing, but also did a bit of product design for a tech company. And in that period, I'd always kind of, worked with some brands, from like e-bike brand to contractors to photographers, and kind of like just a wide spectrum of different industries, and I've learned quite a bit from helping other brands grow. And it wasn't until recently that I actually started helping skate shops. So if you guys aren't aware, if you don't follow me on Instagram, my initiative right now is essentially, my mission is to help 1,000 skate shops sell more products online. So that's kind of been my main focus. So I've been reaching out to skate shops, having conversation with skate shops, and quickly realizing that most of them can't afford a web designer. So I basically been working on, it's called, I'm calling it the Skate Shop Website Guide. So basically it's a in-depth, comprehensive video tutorial series breaking down a step-by-step process on how to set up a profitable skate shop website using Shopify. So it's like how to set up your Shopify store, from the design of it to how to add products, like A to Z, everything that I would do if you were a client of mine. And I just kind of walk you through it in a video guide. So I've been working on that, trying to promote that, and reach out to skate shops to offer them that product essentially, and selling it at a discounted rate. Right now it's like $240, so it's like $5,000 worth of value packed into this one package, so to speak. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. So I haven't really had time and energy really to focus on making YouTube content. And I find it hard because it's like, it takes a lot of time to put together a YouTube video, and I'm just not that motivated to like self-film myself when it comes to skating. It's difficult to like set up the tripod. It's a lot of work. It takes probably like 10 plus hours, maybe more, to put a YouTube video together, depending on the quality of it. And this channel doesn't make money. So yeah, to be completely transparent, it makes maybe $90 in a month. I mean, I'm not complaining. That's pretty cool. But considering I put 3-4 years of work into it, and that's what it amounted to. Anyways, I'm not trying to like be negative here. Not at all. I'm very grateful for the videos and all that work that I did do, because it's taught me so much. Like, it's brought me out of my shell, grown my self-confidence, connected me to amazing people in skateboarding and the industry. So the money doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. But basically what I'm saying is, self-filming YouTube videos skating for me is not motivating enough for me to make a video. I'd love to get to a point, honestly, where I can make enough money and hire someone to film my videos. I think that could be interesting. I'd love to like mic up while skating with the homies and just kind of like do more lifestyle stuff. But we'll see. Maybe 2024 will kind of open up more YouTube video ideas. Tutorials were kind of fun too. I know those got quite a bit of views, and you guys seem to like those videos. So I could see myself maybe doing a couple more tutorial videos. Hey, if you're still watching, comment below. I'd love to hear like what videos you liked the most, and yeah, what videos you enjoyed, because that could help maybe dictate what I put my energy into as far as making videos. But I've also come to realize, like, I've really been enjoying just skating with friends and not having to worry about filming it. And I still think about filming it. Like, every time I'm having a session, I'm like, oh, I wish this session was filmed. I wish there was just like a homie of ours that just loved to film and would just like capture the moment of our skate sessions. Because like, that's what I love to do. Just skate with the friends. And yeah, I've just really been enjoying that. I've started to like really bond and create a community of people here in Vancouver, that I'm really starting to call like true friends. And I think that's what I look forward to, hanging out with my friends at the park and skating. So if I can like find someone who's like down to film that, those are the moments that I want to capture personally, because I believe that, like, for me, as like a selfish thing, I would love to just like look back on those moments. And then secondly, I think the homies would love to look back on that too. And thirdly, I think you guys would also enjoy that, because like personally, like when I watch skating, it's like to get stoked to go skate, right? So it's like if you can kind of get invited in on the sesh and, you know, be a part of our community here, that's what it's all about. So all of us just connecting with each other. Anyways, I think I might just leave this whole video like one take raw. I'm actually quite impressed that I did that all one take raw. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Don't know when that's going to be. Like I said, I'm trying to help skate shops right now. So that's it. I appreciate you guys, and have a good one. Take it easy.